have made Israel for myself, and they will someday honor me before the whole world. Yes, I alone will blot out your sins for my own sake, and will never think of them again. My sheep listen to my voice. I know them, and they follow me.
Shalom, family, and welcome to this new day. This is your sister, Malaka ABBA YAH, and I am so happy to be here with you today on Shepherd and Sheep as we walk together with the Most High Yah. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to please subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. Here on Yah's Little Sheep, you will always be encouraged to listen to Yah's voice above all others. Now, there are times when the sheep need a little correction, and there's no time better than this one. So it's time to Shama, Yisrael. Listen and turn back to Yah. We have our dearly beloved brother, Daniel Ben Yehuda, with us again today.
Shalom, Yisrael.
Welcome to this new day.
Giving a shout out to all the brews scattered to the four corners, and giving all praises and glory to the great I am.
I'm telling you, Ak, lately it seems as if some of the chosen sheep have been getting somewhat out of order and may need some correction. So with that said, I am truly looking forward to hearing what you're bringing out in this lesson today.
So in this lesson, we're going to be dealing with the hard truth. Shifting has already begun. And I know this is something that not too many of our people are going to want to hear. Why? Because there's always rebuke, there's always contention, there's always something that has to be said dealing with our people. Because according to the scriptures, we are a very stiff-necked people. And no matter how you twist it, turn it, how you say it, it always comes back to keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes. Now, we were specifically told by our Abba not to have anything to do with the ways of the heathens, and not to partake in any of their ways.
That's a fact. And it's just so sad to see how our people have been so lost, like little lost sheep, following behind many stranger shepherds. So please, brother, get us into the scriptures.
Proverbs 3:31 specifically says, "Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways." It didn't say pick and choose some of the ways and leave out the other ways. No, it said, and choose none of his ways. And see, the problem with our people today is this whole go along to get along spirit is really killing our people, because you can sit down with our people day in and day out, and you can tell them who we are as a people. You can show them from the scriptures and historically who we are as a people. And you can show them every line and detailed bit that proves everything. But they still will turn around and do their own thing. You can sit down and tell them what these holidays represent. And you know, our people are the main ones that are head first and front and center when it comes to these holidays. And you know, you got our people, you know, you got your kids out there celebrating on the 4th of July and don't even realize, okay, that's supposed to be Independence Day. But you don't even realize that that was the celebration of free labor, of slaves. A bunch of white men sitting around on Independence Day, late 1700s, celebrating the freedom of slavery, to be able to do anything and whatever they want to do with our people. That's what this whole holiday is all about. But our people will sit there and they'll say, well, I'm just doing it because I want something for my kids to do. Well, teach your kids the law. Teach them the commandments. But yet, no matter how much you teach our people about these holidays, they still will turn around and dive head first behind the heathens and celebrating these holidays. And these people, they know what they're doing, because 1776 was the mark of free slave labor. It wasn't just about no doggone independence. You think that it was just independence that they were celebrating? Slavery without independence, it wouldn't have been no America. And everybody profited off of the backs of our people, even though the Most High allowed it because of the wickedness of our people. But one thing you got to understand what the scripture says is that they forwarded, because the Most High only meant to punish us a little, but that punishment turned into a nightmare and a horrific time for our people, even unto this very day.
Wow, that's deep. And not only is it deep, but it's also so true. Our people are most definitely dealing with what I like to call PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. Now, you said what they did turned into a nightmare. So take us even deeper and give us a clearer understanding by sharing another script to prove what you're saying.
Zechariah states it plainly. Zechariah 1:15, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease. Why are they at ease? Because they have benefited from every single ounce of slavery for over 400 years. Now, we're not just talking about since the early 1600s, but we're going all the way back, even during the sub-Saharan slave trade, which began in the early 700s. They have been benefiting off the backs of slaves for hundreds, literally thousands of years. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Now, there's a difference between you not knowing something and then you repent and you make that change versus just willful ignorance. Now, willful ignorance is the worst kind of sin. Why? Because even when you're shown the truth, you continue to be ignorant. And that is a serious offense against the Almighty. That's like a slap in the face, because he sent you, he has sent you prophets, he has sent you mores, he has sent you, he sent you your brothers and your sisters to give you this truth, but yet you reject it. Even though you may agree with it, but you still reject it, and you continue to dive headfirst in celebrating these holidays. That is insane that our people can continue in this, even after knowing what the fourth is all about. But yet our people are saying that they're okay with our forefathers having their backs whipped in slavery. It's the same thing with this Thanksgiving Day. All right, Thanksgiving, as they call it. Look, Israel, if you claim to follow the scriptures, if it's not in the scriptures, you should not be celebrating it, period. And see, this is why the shifting has already begun, because the Most High is allowing all our wicked people to be destroyed. All right, it's not all happening at once, but it's going to gradually increase more and more and more. As he's destroying the heathens, he's going to also destroy our people who are clinging to them. But yet we sit down and we teach our kids by rehearsing and practicing with the heathens the celebration of these holidays. What are we teaching our kids? What kind of example are we leading?
Good question. Now, one thing I'm finding all too often is that it's just one parent trying to teach the children about Yah his laws, statutes, and commandments, and the other is teaching tradition, religion, and the things of this world. And it's such a shame. But that's not all that's going on. There's also a lot of compromising. So what do you have to say about that, Ak?
Too many of our people love to compromise. Compromise is a big issue with our people. You know, we're like the most tolerant people. We tolerate everything. We just accept and tolerate everything. We don't question nothing. We don't scrutinize nothing. We don't check nothing. We don't challenge anything. We just go along to get along. And it's something about our people that they just want to be accepted by their enemies. What makes you think after thousands of years of getting your back beat in that they're going to just all of a sudden turn around and start stroking your hair and loving you down and everything? What makes you think that's going to happen? That's never going to happen. The Most High said that in his word. Never trust your enemies. And that's the problem with our people. You know, insanity is doing the same things over and over and over and expecting different results. That is insanity. And that is what our people do all the time. But yet you don't want anything to do with the Most High's commandments. You rather sit in front of a damn Christmas tree with your kids, with your family members, and you rather take part in the heathen's wicked holidays. But when the holies of holies is mentioned about his feast days and his divine appointments, y'all be like, oh, we don't have to keep that. No, that's in the Old Testament. We don't keep that no more. That's done away with. But you'll break your neck trying to keep the heathen's holidays. But when it comes to the Most High's divine laws, statutes, and commandments, you run like roaches. Like you're running like your life depends on it. Running away from the Almighty Yahweh. Running and not even looking back. And this is why the hardcore shifting is taking place amongst our people. The Most High has turned his face from you. He has stopped hearing your prayers. He has stopped listening to you because you refuse to turn to the Almighty Yahweh. And instead, you rather turn to the heathens' gods and their wicked feast and holidays, because you do that so well, because you go along to get along. You want to be accepted by your enemies. That is called Stockholm Syndrome. And you look up Stockholm Syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome is when you have been abused so much and beaten and raped over and over and over and over to the point where you become just like your enemies. You act just like your enemies. You dress just like your enemies. You eat like your enemies. And you take part of all their wicked holidays. That is the true meaning of Stockholm Syndrome. You have become them to the T. And there's nothing that no one can say or do to pull you out of it. Even the Most High has sent you warnings after warnings after warnings, but you refuse to listen. And this is why the hardcore shifting is currently taking place amongst our people, and it's going to get much worse. Wait and see. And we sitting here teaching our kids this mess. Oh, I was raised keeping Christmas Day. That's a family tradition. No, the laws, commandments, and statutes is your tradition. That is the way of your forefathers. We were to keep the Most High's laws throughout our generations. That means unto this very day, even through captivity. But yet, you sit down with your kids and you point the way to hell. You point the way to the pit, because that's exactly where you're leading them. I mean, there's no other way I can put this. You're simply leading them to hell, and you along with them. You will be forever cut off because you refuse to let the heathens go. And you know another thing our people love to embrace? They embrace heavily this gay pride mess. And you'll see our people just front and center. Why is it? I mean, let me ask this question, Yasharel. Why is it that our people are the only race of people that embrace every single wicked thing on the face of this earth? When you got other nations that don't like taking part in a lot of this stuff, a lot of these other nations don't believe in mixed marriages. They don't believe in race mixing. They don't, it's like they put us to shame because it's like they have more values than us. But we as a people, we have gone so low to the point that we have become like animals. We've become compulsive. We've become just so immoral that our senses have totally disappeared because everything is all about gratification to its highest max. That's pretty much how an animal, that animal moves off impulse. Animal doesn't know any better because it acts according to its impulse. And that's how we as a people have become. Ready to kill one another on a dime. I mean, won't even think about it and then go have a sandwich and won't even consider the matter afterwards. This is how sick our people have become. If you can just see the level of the gravity we have become, now you can see why the Most High is displeased and turned his face from our people.
Shama, Yasharal. Again, I say Shama, Yasharal. Hear and listen, chosen people of the Most High. It is time to turn back to Yah. It's time for correction in the house of Yehudah so that we can walk in the green pasture of our Chief Shepherd, ABBA YAH. Brother, please take us to Deuteronomy 28:63.
Deuteronomy 28:63, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good." There's a pause there because as long as our people were following the commandments, which are super easy to do because all you have to do is just obey and follow suit. The commandments are not hard at all. The scripture says that his commandments are light and they're very easy. But yet our people don't want to do them. It says, "And it shall come to pass that as Yahweh rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so Yahweh will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught. And ye shall be plucked from off the land whither you go to possess it." All right. Now we're seeing this in huge numbers. Now I'm going to tell you the nail in the coffin that's happening right now. And even with this happening, Israel is still not waking up. Now the Most High is allowing all these immigrants to come over here to replace you. Now, who are these immigrants specifically replacing? Now, they're not replacing all of Israel. Now, I could tell you that for sure. But what they're doing and what the government is doing is that when you look and when you see all the hood areas throughout the U.S., all right, every state has their hoods. All right, y'all know what I mean by that, where majority of Israel are, all right, living off of government assistance or whatever, minimum wage, low jobs. So what they're doing is that because they purposely are trying to destroy us, like it says in Psalms 83. They are literally trying to destroy our people. And they're doing it. And the Most High is allowing them to a certain extent. And they're bringing these immigrants in to replace all our people in the hoods. Because one thing I've noticed, like certain hoods that I've seen across the U.S., that I know that there were a large population of so-called black folks, Israel. They are no longer there anymore. I was in Baltimore about 3 months ago in a certain area. It was, a lot of the high rises, it was mostly Israel. Now, Israel, do you know that area is mostly all Hispanic and Mexicans? I could not believe it. I'm like, where are all the black folks going? What's going on? I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, that if there was some kind of underground slavery chain, that they were kidnapping our people and putting them right into slavery in some secret underground base or something. I mean, I'm just, I may sound kind of crazy for saying that though, but I don't know. It's like our people are just starting to become missing day by day. It's like, where are they going? Because now I'm seeing in some of these hoods where the majority of our people were, they're no longer there anymore. They're gone. I'm like, where the hell they go? It's a mystery, but they're going to use these people to exhaust all the resources so that they don't have to give them to us. So our brothers and sisters in the hood, guess what? You've been replaced. You've been replaced, and all the resources have been exhausted and given to these immigrants, leaving you with nothing because you are being choked out. You are being choked the hell out because of your wickedness, because you refuse to turn your face to the Almighty and keep his commandments. So he is putting pressure on you. He is putting the vice grips locks on you. He is putting his foot on that neck until you begin to cry out. But you refuse to cry out. But even in this disparity and even in the butt whippings that you're getting, you're still bowing down to the heathens' gods. You're still celebrating their holidays. Like, what more does the Most High need to do to get your attention? I mean, hell, he had to shake the whole earth just to get the attention before all the wicked people before the flood. And that still didn't work because only 8 was saved, and that was of Noah's family. And I know that it was over 1 billion people on this earth at the time. You can't tell me that there was not 1 billion people on that earth. There was a lot of people on the earth, but only 8 people. And the scripture says it's going to be the same way right before Ha Mashiah returns. Deuteronomy 4:27 and 28. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither Yahweh shall lead you. That's why do you think it feels like you're the only one sometimes? Why do you think that it feels like you're surrounded by heathens? Because we are scattered. We are scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. So it's going to feel like that because, we are a stiff-necked people and we had to be taught a lesson. So now we are without a king. We are without a priest. We are without the Levites. We are without an Ephraim. You see what I'm saying? We are a scattered flock, and everybody's just shooting their own missiles. Everybody's moving at the beat of their own drums. We ain't no nation. And you got these different Israelite groups that are out there. We ain't no nation. They just out there flapping in the wind. And there ye shall serve Elohim, the works of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear nor eat nor smell. And they put a white man in front of you and told you to worship. They gave you a church in a little pothole somewhere and says, this is where you're going to worship. This is what you're going to eat. We're going to set up the pastor pork chops and we're going to have them preach to you. We're going to set them up and we're going to tell them to teach you that you no longer have to keep the laws, commandments, and statutes. We're going to tell them that you can eat anything that goes against Leviticus chapter 11, that you no longer have to abide by the Levitical law anymore, that you can eat pork, you can eat shrimp, lobsters, you can eat all that stuff. We're going to teach them to tell you that you can keep and participate in all the holidays. You can celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving. See, this is what they set up Pastor Pork Chops to do. They set them up. When I say they, I'm talking about the heathens that are in charge. That's right, because I guarantee you, for each black church you see in the hood, they are tied to some heathen organization or some heathen's bank, because they have to go through their money and they have to preach these doctrines to you. You see what I'm saying? And this is why the shifting is happening right now, because our people refuse to come out of their wicked ways. So the Most High is getting ready to slay, or he is doing that already, but he's getting ready to turn up the heat and slaying our people, because we got these false prophets, these pastor pork chops out here leading our people to the lake of fire. You see, Yasharel, one thing you don't want to do is piss off the Almighty Yahweh, because his patience is wearing thin right now, even though he's long suffering. But look what's happening, because who knows, I'm telling you, when the Most High throws down and when he brings judgment on our people, it's not going to be anything good. All right. And I'm already seeing the remnants of that already, but our people don't see it. They don't want to wake up. And it's like the Most High is using the heathens to destroy you. I mean, violently. Everywhere you look, we always on the news about something. We're doing something crazy or some wickedness.
And that's why we need correction. The elites, aka the powers that be, they want to make us look bad in front of the whole world. And the saddest part is we make it so easy. Shama, Yisrael. It's time to turn back to ABBA YAH. Let's go to some more scriptures so we can understand why. Daniel, please take us to the book of Baruch, 4th chapter, 1st verse.
Baruch chapter 4 and verse 1. I'm reading from the Sefer. And it says, this is the Sefer of the commandments of Elohim and the Torah that endures forever. Y'all hear that? Forever. It says, all they that guard it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Many of our people have left the ways of the Almighty and decided to choose the ways of the heathens. And now you're going to be cut off forever. You're going to be deaf, dumb, and blind in the underworld, and you're going to suffer, and then to only appear in the lake of fire to burn. But I guess that's what Israel wants. I guess that's what y'all want. I guess that's what our people want, because they don't care. I guess they're going to try to enjoy the fruits of the heathens while they have it. I guess you're going to try to enjoy their little piece of heaven. All right. Hey, if that's for you, then do your thing. I really hope it's worth it. And I hope you really enjoy it, because what comes after is not going to be nothing nice, and you're going to regret that you ever made that decision.
Come on and wake up, Yasharal. We need to understand what's happening to our people. Some are still half asleep, talking about their rising up.
Rising up to what? Our people are becoming more and more wicked. They're becoming more and more wicked by the day. And each year that goes by, there's more and more of our people that are celebrating these holidays. And then turn around, we're being destroyed on every level. For one, we're race mixing with the heathens, destroying our seed. And then 76% of households are being raised by women. And then you have the whole gay movement and this whole transgender movement. And guess who's embracing it? It's our people. We're like front and center to every single wicked thing from A to Z. Out there, just in the forefront, trying to outdo the heathens, because we have turned away from the holy commandments of the Most High. And our people are out there enjoying it like gravy on rice. You know, it's a shame that our people have to be like this, so stubborn and stiff-necked that they can't even see. But you know, this was all prophesied. And this is why the scripture says that the Most High is going to bring on something of such a magnitude and such devastation that our people are going to have no other choice but to cry out. He's doing that now, but we haven't seen anything yet. We're only seeing the remnants of the things that the Most High is doing to get our attention. Only a handful of people, faithful people, are keeping the commandments of the Most High, because it's not popular amongst our people. You know, we want to be glorified and gratified in every wicked way. We'll run to a rap concert or to a Beyonce concert before we even give heed to the Most High's laws, commandments, and statutes. But that's what our people want. Jubilees chapter 1 says that our people will cry out, but something must happen first. Oh, it ain't over yet. And like I said earlier, our people are harping about, oh yeah, our people are getting better. They are improving. Improving in what? Yeah, they are improving, all right. Improving in wickedness, becoming more and more wicked. Oh, they're becoming really good at that. 4 Ezra 9 says it best. Verse 19, for then everyone obeyed, but now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupt by a perpetual seed. You hear that? By a perpetual seed, and by a Torah which unsearchable rid themselves. So that means that they don't want nothing to do with the Torah. They don't want nothing to do with the Most High's laws, commandments, and statutes. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. So all these devices that keep our people gratified, that keep them caught up in the world, exist, everything. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. So there's going to be a remnant, but it's not going to be many. It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Y'all hear that? Born in vain. That's a shame, to be born in vain, to live your whole life outside of the laws, commandments, and statutes. Yeah, you might have had a good time. You might have driven that BMW or whatever and had your fun. But to be born in vain and have that life only to be burned in the pit. It's a shame. It says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. So that means that for the righteous, we got to go through something. We're going to have to go through the fire to continue to get molded. But for the wicked, Most High is just going to kill them off. This hardcore shifting ain't no joke, Yisrael. This thing is serious, boy. I'm telling y'all. And, you all have no idea of the things that are coming on the earth. And many of our people are not prepared for what's to come. Because the heathens have set up every single device that they can think of to destroy you. And it's working. Just as 8 people were saved for the flood, so shall there only be a remnant of our people. And when I say remnant, I'm not just talking about the righteous few, but also our race, because we are destroying our race like never before. We're probably less than 10% right now within the U.S. There ain't no telling, because we're destroying it so much.
The elite have done an excellent job in turning us against ourselves, and we've done a perfect job in allowing it to happen. Brother Daniel, I love how you always get us into the scriptures to make your point. So you know what I'm about to ask you, right?
Now let's go up the same chapter, 4 Ezra chapter 9 and verse 15. And it goes on to say, I have said before, and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Y'all hear that? So this is saying that there's going to be way more that perish than be saved. Why? Because the road that leadeth to destruction is always broad. All right. You can do anything you want on this road, and nobody's going to check you. Nobody's going to correct you. Nobody's going to judge you. You can just be flamboyant. You can just do anything you want on this broad road. But on this narrow road, you're going to get checked. You're going to go through the fire. You're going to get beat up a little bit. You're going to get bumped up, scratched up. But it's only for your own good. And it goes on to say, like as a wave is greater than a drop. Just imagine a wave of the ocean compared to a drop. That is such a landslide of a difference between the wicked and the righteous. That is insane, y'all. There will be more that perish than be saved. That sounds very familiar. That sounds right before the flood. Billions of people perishing, but only 8 saved. Same thing with Sodom and Gomorrah. Y'all better wake up. You know, they playing around. And we got so many different offshoot groups of Israelites. It's just ridiculous, y'all. And these people, and we call ourselves a nation? No, we ain't no nation. We won't be a nation until the Most High comes back and restores his people. Outside of that, you just flapping your beak, running off at the mouth, and just creating new doctrines and wicked doctrines and that don't even exist. And you're causing our people to be lost even more. And that would not go unpunished either.
My, seed of Yisrael. This lesson was very deep and also necessary for us to understand that we as a whole are in need of correction. 3 times I've shouted, Shema, Shema, Shema. Listen, Yisrael. Turn back to Yah, our Chief Shepherd. We ask now that you close us out, brother. Close us out on the hardcore shifting that you spoke of earlier in this message.
It's coming, Israel. Y'all better get ready. And I already see the writing on the wall. The hardcore shifting is taking place. It has already begun. And nothing can stop it. It has to happen. Many of our people, as I always say, they're going to just have to bleed on out. Bleed on out. Nothing you can do about it. Just get out the way of the Most High and let him do his work. All right. And you see how people getting destroyed right before your very eyes. There's nothing you can do. Step back. Just don't get in the way of the Most High, or it'll be you next.
Well, you definitely pointed out the road that our people have been traveling on, which separates us from the Most High Yah. And that correction is well needed. Now, on that note, we ask that you give us a closing.
So with that being said, I pray that this will prick your hearts to turn from your wicked ways and turn back to the Almighty Yahweh and keep his feasts and his holy commandments and burn all those idols you have in your house.
We got to get that one more time. Tell us again what to do with those idols, Brother Daniel.
Take them and burn them. They don't belong there. All they're doing is building up coals of fire for you. Get rid of them.
Praises to the Most High Yah, seed of Yisrael. We always learn a lot from you, even when you have to come and bring correction to the chosen. And as always, we look forward to walking with you again here on Shepherd and Sheep, and we will keep you lifted up in prayer. May your feet stay in the path of the Chief Shepherd who walks before you.
So with that being said, I want to bid you a hearty Shalom.
Until next time, we say Shalom.
And stay strong.
And to all of our brothers and sisters who made it here to walk with us today, I want to encourage you and remind you that correction starts with us. We must stay under the guidance of the Chief Shepherd and totally surrender to his commands. There will be some helpful links below, and feel free to leave some helpful comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. So the next time you wonder why Yisrael is going through the fire, just remember that Yah says,
Oh, that you had listened to my commands. Then you would have had peace flowing like a gentle river, and righteousness rolling over you like waves in the sea.
and remember, family, I love you all, and if Yah be willing, I look forward to walking with you again here on Shepherd and Sheep. Shalom.
just can't do it without you. Can't do it on my own. Don't know why I try, but I just can't do it, can't do it. Can't do it without you. I was made in your image. I wasn't made to do it without you, without you. No, I wasn't made to do it without you. No, I just can't do it without you. Can't do it on my own. Made in your image, so I need you for everything. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. Can't make it, can't make it, can't make it. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. On my own, my own. No, I can't without you. I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying, but I can't, no, I can't, no, I can't. I'm trying, I'm trying, I'm trying. I just can't do it without you. Don't know why I try, why I try.